Good day. So this is me again, Teacher Cell, and we are going to discuss about the simple and general annuities. Our objectives for this lesson is to recognize annuity, describe simple annuity and general annuity, and compute future value and present value of simple. Let's discuss with the definition of terms involved in this lesson. So the first one is the annuity, a series of payments made at equal intervals. So example of this is the mortgage, the car payments, house rentals, pension, fund payments, insurance, and insurance premiums. So that are the examples of annuity. Next is the simple annuity. Simple annuity is where the payment interval is the same as the interest period. So we will have an example of this later. Next is general annuity. A general annuity is an annuity where the payment interval is not the same as the interest period. And ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity is a type of annuity in which the payments are made at the end of each payment interval. So let's classify later what is a simple, general, and ordinary annuity. Next, annuity due. A type of annuity in which payments are made at the beginning of each payment interval. Term of an annuity or T. Time between the first payment interval and the last payment interval. Next, regular or periodic payment, denoted by R. Amount of each payment. Next, amount or the future value of an annuity F. Sum of future values of all payments to be made during the entire term of annuity. And then, present value of annuity, denoted by P. Sum of present values of all payments to be made during the entire term of. Let us compare annuity and interest. How it differ to each other. So it is said that annuity assumes that you put money in the account on a regular schedule. So may schedule ka. It's either every month, every quarter, every semi-annual, or yearly. And let it sit there earning interest. So naguhulog ka ng pera monthly, quarterly, padlaki ng palaki, tapos hinahayaan mo lang iyon na um, mag-earn ng interest while nag-iipon ka rin doon or naguhulog ka din doon. While the compound interest assumes that you put money in account once and let it set there earning interest. So, isang beses ka lang magbibigay ng pera mo or maghuhulog ng pera mo in interest. While in annuities, there is a schedule of putting your money in the bank or in the cooperative. So that is annuity and interest. Let's have this. Practice. Identify the following if it indicates annuity or interest. So number 1, find the present value of 50,000 due in 4 years at 5% interest per year. So the answer for this is, okay, that is interest. Next, number 2. Shirley started to deposit 18,000 semi-annually in a fund that pays 5% compounded semi-annually. How much will be in the fund after 10 years? So the keyword here is started. Started to deposit semi-annually. Ibig po sabihin, magde-deposit pa ulit siya after 6 months. Okay? Nag-start siya sa 18,000 and magde-deposit again siya in the next 6 months. So, this is an example of annuity. Unlike in number 1, once lang po ibinigay. Ito po, due in 4 years. So, yung present value is once lang ibinigay at nag-earn iyon ng total money of 50,000 in 4 years. Wherein dito sa number 2, Shirley started. So, magde-deposit pa siya ulit. Next, number 3. A car is to be purchased in monthly payments of 19,500 for 5 years starting at the end of the third month. How much is the cash value of a car if the interest rate used 10% converted monthly? So what is this? Is this an annuity or interest? So this is an example of annuity because of these monthly payments and starting at the end of the third month. So every third month, magbabayad siya ng amortization niya dito sa kinuha niya na car. We now know that annuity is a series of payment done at an equal mode of payments. So we have two kinds of annuities, the simple and the general annuity. So let us compare what is a simple annuity and the general annuity. So it is said here that the main difference is simple annuity is the payment interval is the same as the interest period, while in general annuity, the payment interval is not the same as the interest period. So let's classify this one. So let's have this practice. Number 1, Mr. Santos borrowed 30,000 and promised to cancel his debt in 6 years by paying sums at the end of each month with interest of at 5% compounded monthly. So if you can see, the payment will be done at the end of each month and the interest is compounded monthly. So they have the same way of mode of payment and the interest rate. Therefore, this is what kind of annuity is this? This is a simple annuity. Next, example number 2. Find the amount of an annuity of 15,000 every 6 months for 12 years if the interest rate is 8% per annum compounded monthly. So it is said there that uh, 15,000 every 6 months for 12 years. That means, or ibig sabihin po niyan is, 2 beses lang siya magbabayad ng kanyang annuity. It is in 1 year. It is every 6 months. So therefore, why it is compounded annually? So ang gagamitin natin dyan, because not the same yung ating mode of payment and the rate, therefore, this is a general annuity. Next, number 3. Mrs. Reyes started to deposit 2,000 quarterly in a fund that pays 55.5% compounded quarterly. So the same sila, quarterly and quarterly. Therefore, this is a simple annuity. Next, number 4. Lay started to deposit 1,000 monthly in a fund that pays 6% compounded quarterly. So monthly ang payment and then the interest rate is compounded quarterly. Therefore, this is an example of general annuity. So I hope you distinguish the difference between the simple and the general annuity. Next is finding future value of an ordinary annuity. We are going to use this formula. F for the future value is equal to R times the quotient of 1 plus j raised to n minus 1 all over j. So F stands for the future value, R stands for the regular payment, J is the interest rate period, and n is the number of payment. So, example number 1. In order to save for her high school graduation, Chelsea decided to save 200 at the end of each month. If the bank pays 0.250% compounded monthly, how much will her money be at the end of 6 years? So, these are the given. R is equal to 200, M is equal to 12, T is equal to 6, and I raised to 12 is equal to 0.025. Why 12? Because it is said here that compounded monthly. Therefore, there is 12 months in 1 year, right? Therefore, you are going to raise your nominal rate into 12. So, find the future value. Compute. So, solution, let us look first the value of j. So, that is j is equal to I raised to m all over m, which is equal to the quotient of 0.0025 divided by 12. So, that is equal to 0.0002083. That is the value of our j. Let us look for the value of n. N is equal to product of M and T. Therefore, 12 times 6 is equal to 72 periods. And this is our value of N. Because we have J and N already, let us proceed to the formula in finding the future value. So therefore, we have F is equal to R times the quotient of the sum of 1 plus j raised to n minus 1 all over j. And by substitution, we have our R is 200 times the quotient of 1 plus j natin is 0.002083. Our n is 72 periods minus 1 all over 0.000283. Next is, by computing all of this, we get 14,507.85. So, ito na yung ating future value na tinatanong doon sa problem. Therefore, Chelsea will be able to save 14,507.85 pesos for his graduation. For her graduation rather. So, that is the solution for example number. Next, finding the present value of an ordinary annuity. So, how are we going to find the present value of an ordinary annuity? This is our formula to be used. P is equal to R times the quotient of 1 minus the quantity of 1 plus j raised to negative n all over j. So, same lang yung mga meaning ng P, ng R, ng J, at ng N. So, hindi ko na ilalagay ulit yon. Okay, remember that the cash value or cash price of a purchase is equal to the down payment plus the present value of the installment payment. So, let's have this example number 2. Mr. Sanchez paid 200,000 as down payment for a car. The remaining amount is to be settled by paying 15,300 at the end of each month for 5 years. If the interest is 10% compounded monthly, what is the cash price of his car? So these are the given, the down payment which is 200,000 and 15,300 at the end of each month for 5 years as part of the remaining amount. Our M is 12 because of this compounded monthly. Our T is 5 years kasi 5 years pa niyang babayaran yung remaining. And then our nominal rate is 10% because of this 10% indicated in the problem. So, we are going to look for the cash price of the car. Let us proceed with the solution. So, let us solve first for j, which is equal to I raised to m all over m. Our I raised to m, which is the nominal rate, is 10% divided by 12. 10% 10% in decimal is equal to 0.10. Divided by 12, we have 0.0083333, and so on and so forth. Our n is 12 times 5, that is equal to 60 period. So, computing for the present value of the car, so that is equal to R times the quotient of 1 minus 1 plus j raised to negative n all over j. So, substituting, we have our R is 15,300 times the quotient of 1 minus 1 plus 0.008333 raised to the negative 60 all over 0.008333. So that is now equal to 15,000, and this one plus 0.00833 raised to the 333 raised to the negative 60 is equal to 0.607788712021. And then we subtract this one. So therefore and then divide. So we have 15,300 times 47,000 ay 47.065373383. And then multiplying these two, we come up with this answer, 720,100.21. So now, um, this is P, the present value. We are now going, remember the cost value is, we are going to compute for the down payment and the present value. So we are now going to compute this present value and the down payment made in the given problem. So this is the formula. Cash value is equal to down payment plus the present value. So our cash value, I know, the down payment a while ago in the problem is 200,000 plus the computed present value, which is 720,200.21. Therefore, the cash value of the car is 920,200.21 pesos. So, the cash price of the car is 920,200.21 pesos. That is the answer for example number 2. Next, finding the future and present value of general ordinary annuity. So we have two formulas. The first one is for finding the future value, and the second one is for finding the present value of an ordinary annuity. So look, we have R, which is the regular payment. We have J, which is the interest rate per payment interval. We are going to convert from the present interest rate per period, and N is the number of payments. So sabi nga dito, remember this, the formula for F and P are same as those in ordinary annuity. So yung nauna natin, yung example number 1 and example number 2, that is an ordinary annuity. Yes, the extra step occurs in finding J. The given interest rate per period must be converted to an equivalent rate per payment interval. That is in general ordinary annuity. So let's proceed to the example so that we will understand why there is an extra solution. So number 3 example, a teacher saves 5,000 every 6 months in a bank that pays 0.25% compounded monthly. So, yung teacher ay nag-iipon every 6 months. That means semi-annual ang pagbibigay niya ng pera. Pagdideposit ng pera sa bangko. But, the bank offers 0.25% compounded monthly interest. The question is, how much will be her savings after 10 years? Okay, so this is compounded monthly, and then the teacher is depositing the money every 6 months, semi-annually. So, This is the given. R is 5,000. The nominal rate is 0.25%. Our term is 10 years and M is 12. So our M is 12 because of this compounded monthly. Find the future value. So here is the solution. This is the extra solution that I am talking a while ago. Step 1, convert 0.25% compounded monthly to its equivalent interest rate for each semi-annual payment interval. So it goes like this. This is f sub 1 is equal to f sub 2. So how it goes? This is the Because in the problem, it is stated that the teacher is depositing the money every 6 months, so semi-annually doon, and then yung kanyang interest rate is monthly. Therefore, we have two solutions. We are going to convert this into semi-annually. So therefore, first, we are going to cancel P and T. Tanggalin natin si P and T so that ito na lang ang matitira natin. So next is substitute 0.0025 to I raised to the 12 because our nominal rate stated in the problem is 0.25%. So therefore, 1 plus 0.0025 all over 12 raised to 12 na lang ang matitira because we have already canceled the P and the T. So no more P and T here. Next, simplify the right side of the equation. So isi-simplify muna natin ito. This will become 1 plus I raised to second power all over 2 squared is equal to 1.000208333. So ang katumbas nito is ito, raised to the 12. Okay? Next, extract the square root of both sides para matanggal yung 2 doon. So, maglalagay tayo ng square root and square root here. So, parang magiging ganito ang itsura niya. Square root dito, and then square root din dito. So, matatanggal natin mamaya dyan. Ito na ang kalalabasan niya. So, that is 1 plus I squared all over 2 is equal to 1.001250631217. Okay? Next, add negative 1 to both sides para matanggal yung negative 1 doon. So, ito ang ginawa. Nag-add ka dito ng negative 1. Dito na lang. Negative 1 plus, and then dito, negative 1. So, parehas silang may negative 1. That is the additive inverse of positive 1. So, eto na siya. Dahil nga ito ay negative 1 plus 1 is equal to 0 na. So, matatanggal na siya. Ang maiiwan na lang dyan is I squared all over 2 which is equal to 1.001250631217 minus 1. Okay? So, ito na ang ating I squared all over 2. 0.001250311217. Bakit naging J siya? Okay? Remember class, our J, okay? Our J is equal to, that is J. Wait, ayusin ko lang. J is equal to I raised to M all over M. And because si teacher ay nag-deposit ng pera niya, ng savings niya, every semi-annually, so therefore, that is I raised to 2 all over 2. Okay? Kaya meron tayo dyan na, eto, just the same with that. Okay? And this one. And that is equal to J. That's why we have J here. Therefore, the interest rate per semi, that is letter P, per semi-annual payment interval is 0.001250311217, or in short, in percent, that is equal to 0.125%. So we have already the interest rate. We can now compute for the future value. Solving for the future value, we have this. F is equal to R times the quotient of 1 plus j raised to n minus 1 all over j. So by substitution, we have f is equal to 5,000 times the quotient of 1 plus 0.001250311217 raised to 20th minus 1 all over 0.001250311217. And then by solving all of this, we get a future value of 101,196.75. So this is the teacher, or thus the teacher will be able to save 101,196.75 after 10 years. So next we have this one. Example number 4. Tram borrowed an amount of money from Chelsea. He agrees to pay the principal plus interest by paying 38,973.76 each year for 3 years. How much money did he borrow if interest is 8% compounded quarterly? So look for this. Our R is 38,973.96, and that is our I is raised to the fourth because it is quarterly. So this is the percent, 8%. Our term is 3 years. M is, so this is quarterly, but because you are going to pay for every year, okay, every year, so I put it here 1 so that you will compute only for this one. Okay, so let's proceed with the computation so that everybody will know what happens. So step 1, convert 8% compounded quarterly to its equivalent interest rate for each payment interval. Remember, we are looking for the present value, not the future value na. But the process is just the same. Okay, we first convert 8% to compounded quarterly since this is quarterly. Okay, and the payment is yearly. So, i-convert muna natin siya. So, we have this f sub 1 or f sub 1 is equal to f sub 2. So, we have this P times 1 plus I raised to 1 kasi nga ay yearly ang pagbabayad niya. So, all over 1 is equal to gagawin nating yearly yung quarterly na interest rate. So, by substitution, we have 1 plus I raised to 1 all over 1 kasi kinancel na natin yung P at saka yung T. And then, we substitute I raised to the 4, that is 8%. That's why we have 0.08. Divided by 4, we have I plus I 1 plus I raised to 1 all over I is equal to 1 plus, dinivide natin yan, 0.08 divided by 4, we have 0.02 raised to the fourth power yan. So I am going to write the fourth power here. Next is, we add negative 1 in both sides. Okay? So, first, in-add ko muna itong 1 plus 0.02. We get 1.02 raised to the fourth. And then, we add negative 1 both sides by additive inverse. So, para matanggal ito. Ayan po. So, naging I squared, no, that is I1. I raised to the 1. I'm sorry for the... Okay, so that is I raised to the 1 is I raised to the 1 all over 1 is equal to 1.02 raised to the 4th minus 1. So therefore, ito kasi katumbas na ng j. Therefore, computing this, we get j is equal to 0.082432. Now we have this j, and we are going to convert this j into percent. By multiplying 100 to this 0.082432 times 100, we get 8.24%, or this decimal, which is yun pa rin yun, 0.082432. Next. So that is the process. We cancel p. We substitute 0.08 to I raised to the 4th. Then we simplify the right side of the equation. Ito po yun. Sinimplify natin yan. And we get this. And then by adding both sides, adding negative 1 to both sides, we get this. Ito. So therefore, that is the J, or the interest rate. So solving for the future value, I mean for the present value rather, so forgive me for this, it must be present value. Okay, so computing for the present value, P is equal to R times 1 minus 1 plus J raised to the negative N all over J. By substitution, we have P is equal to 38,973.76 times the product of 1 minus 1 plus 0.082432 raised to the negative 3 because of 3 years and his payment, which is once a year. So this is 3. 3 times 1, therefore 3. All over 0.082432. Next is, by computing all of this, we come up with 100,000. So therefore, Charm borrowed 100,000 from Chelsea. Okay, so ito yung puhunan na hiniram niya, or the exact money na hiniram niya kay Chelsea. Okay, so let us proceed with this activity number 4. So activity number 4, direction, identify if the following problem describes an interest or annuity. So number 1, that is an interest. Because of suppose you invest, it says that suppose you invest 10,000 for 3 years at an annual simple interest rate of 5.5%, how much will be in your account at the end of 3 years? So isang beses lang siya nagbitaw ng pera. And then, inilagak niya na yon into 3 years. 3 years niyang iniwanan yung pera. Hinayaan niya na mag-interest yon. So, that is interest. Number 2, suppose you deposit 1,000 every 6 months. Because of this word, every 6 months, that is, so, maghuhulog ka ng 1,000 every 6 months. That is annuity. Next, in order to accumulate enough money for a down payment on a home, a couple deposits 15,000 per month. Because of this per month, so naghuhulog sila per month into an account paying 6%. This is annuity. Next, number 4, a person wishes to have 20 million in an account for retirement 15 years from now. How much money would or should be deposited? Ibig sabihin, magde-deposit siya every quarter. So, para daw makakuha siya ng 20 million in 15 years. So, that is annuity again. And then number 5, how much should you invest at 6% annual interest rate to obtain a simple interest of 72,000 in 3 years? Magkano daw yung i-invest mo or i-deposit mo or ipapahiram mo para magkaroon ka ng 72,000 in 3 years with an annual interest rate of 6%. So, walang sinabi na maghuhulog siya monthly, yearly, semi-annually. Wala, di ba? So, therefore, that is interest. Okay, so that's all about the annuity. Don't forget to subscribe with our channel. Thank you.